Thanks for joining the show. This is our 8th episode. That means we've been kicking it on strong for 2 months. Slight anniversary. Happy to have it. We're going to go over some quick show notes real quick. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Primetime Atlanta of the AWFFL. Awesome team. This team is brand new. This is their first year playing. So they played spring and now they're playing fall. First year is playing and they ended up in 3rd place. They came right behind the top 2 teams. Shout out to Sheree and all the teams of Primetime Atlanta. Hey, glad you guys are doing what you're doing. Keep going. Do tournaments. Keep participating in the league. You guys look extremely promising. Hey, Donna, how you doing? Thanks. I'm glad you received the football. My legacy teams received their footballs who got one. All right, so we want to also ask you, subscribe to our YouTube page. We got our subscriptions up. Thanks for everybody who has subscribed to it. So keep subscribing to our YouTube page. It allows us to meet more people. It allows us to put our content out there, and it also allows us to get credit for people watching some of the ads that come along with our YouTube channel. So we get to raise money for the Women's Flag Football Network by having subscribers to our YouTube channel. So join in. All right, registration is open for Nationals, USFTL Nationals, which is January 12th, 13th, and 14th in Sarasota, Florida. You can go to usftl.com and sign up for Nationals. Hey, we're going to have a great tournament this year. Looking exciting. I love a couple of teams that have already surprisingly jumped in, and I'm not going to announce it till it's legitimate, but I believe someone from the West Coast is going to be joining in. So it's great to see the West Coast coming out there and playing in the East Coast and getting out there and experiencing some of what we do on the east side of the country. All right, we're doing a fire sale right now. We've inked up with Go Team Sports, and we are doing a fire sale right now. This week only, until Monday night, they are offering 30% off of uniform orders. 30% off of uniform orders for Women's Flag Football Network members. We only need one member from your team to be a member to receive that 30% off. If you're interested, you need new uniforms. You got 1 week. You got till Sunday night at midnight Pacific time. So hit me up on Facebook, on Messenger on Facebook, and I will put you in contact with the individuals so you can get your order started. You only have to put $100 down to get your order started, and then you got 30 days to complete the process and complete finishing your order. That you get to work with their design team. They show you schematics of the uniforms that you order. You get to see a schematic of your order before it's printed, before it's set to print, and before it's cut up and put in fabric. So great group of guys, great company, and we got 30% off for 1 week. So I'd advise you to take advantage of it. Black Mama's representing in the house. Hey, Jelena, how you doing, 21? All right. Quickly, we're going to go over the AWFFL playoff scores. AWFL playoff scores, and I missed the first game, but which was Lady Tigers and Primetime. And Primetime did defeat the Lady Tigers. I'm sorry, I do not have that score. We'll go on to Mayhem defeating Light and Tight 12-6 in overtime. We had Code Red defeating Mayhem 26-14 to win the Open Division. This is Code Red's first time winning the championship. They won the Open Division. Congratulations to Michael Grant and the Code Red team. Good job. In the Pro Division, we got Atlanta Storm defeated Showtime, and then Atlanta Storm 6-0, and then Atlanta Storm was defeated by Reloaded 20-0. Knockout defeated Primetime in the 3rd place game. Once again, that's Primetime in the 3rd place game. Less than a year together as a team. These ladies are looking great. Great coaching staff. Seems like they really know what they're doing out there, so keep pushing it. And then Knockout went to face Reloaded in the championship, in which Reloaded won 13-6. Reloaded ran off 13 straight points after being down 6-0. So it's a great game. We have that game as well as some of the other games on our YouTube channel. We live streamed it, and then we uploaded it to YouTube, so we have those games on our YouTube channel. So check them out, support the YouTube channel, subscribe to it, view some of our videos, and enjoy. All right, we're going to jump right in. Let's get to our confirmed guest. Our confirmed guest is Chantel Trementry, from the quarterback of Reloaded. Let me tell you a little bit about Chantel. She's a former guard of the Atlanta Tigers. The Auburn Tigers, in college. Where she started every game in the 90 and 91 season as their guard. She assistant coached for Auburn and for University of Texas, as well as University of Massachusetts Amherst. So she not only played, she also assisted coach. She went overseas and played in Turkey, where she got noticed by the WNBA and then was drafted 18th overall by the Sacramento Monarchs. She led the WNBA with an average of 37.5 minutes per game and was the Monarchs' original point guard. I'm a WNBA fan. My sister's been a season ticket holder for the Atlanta Dream since the start of the Dream. So we got a strong background supporting the WNBA. So great accomplishments, and it's always good to see some of the people who I watched when it first started. Let's see. And Chantel also played in Utah as well as the Indiana Fever, where she ended her career with the Fever. I'm going to go ahead and bring Chantel in. Looks like she's ready to go. And let's go ahead and invite her in. What's up, Dennis Freeze? Freeze, we've already talked about the uniforms. So we are good to go and already gave you the shout out. Sorry for that. I hit the wrong button. I already gave you the shout out. But looking forward to getting some more uniform orders before the week is out. We appreciate everything that you're offering to the women's with Chantel. And let me make sure I got my volume up. And you guys can see that if you've been watching from the start to the finish, that this is the first time I've actually been able to get the landscape version of the show. So I'm glad I'm maturing and learning how to use this thing. All right, but the connection is taking forever. So let's invite in Chantel. So we'll talk about, while waiting for Chantel to join in, we'll talk a little bit about Women's Flag Football Network. What else? So, ladies and gentlemen, we need you to become members of the Women's Flag Football Network. Our membership base is growing. And it has grown, but we need you to continue to support the Women's Flag Football Network. Some of you guys are individually signed up. Get your teammates to sign up. Get others to sign up for the Women's Flag Football Network. We need your support, so join in. All right, let's try Chantel again. Bam. Hopefully that works. So sign up and join in. It's $15. You sign up right now. $15 will last you all the way to the end of 2018 to January 2019. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, we spend $15 at McDonald's. $15 to support something that all of us believe in, all of us work hard in. We practice, play hard. Each week we touch the field. So join in. All right, I'm getting an alert here. Chantel is not giving you the invite, or I'm not sure what's happening. So let's try it again. Chantel. Are you hitting the right button, Chantel? Well, actually, you are hitting the right button. It should just drop you in. Thanks, everybody, for being patient with our technical difficulties. What's up, Brent? Guys, thanks for your patience. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Say something else. Be on the safe side.
Yeah, about time.
Okay, there we go. You know what? I turned off my Bluetooth and turned off my Wi-Fi, so maybe it was on my side.
I have on my Bluetooth.
Okay.
I turned on my Bluetooth.
All right, we good. We are good to go. Thank you, Chantel, for joining the show. I had an introduction for you and everything, but now we got you. So look, we're gonna jump right in. Since we wasted a lot of time here, and I don't like to keep people on long. Let's start off talking about the championship game of the AWFFL playoffs. You guys started the game. You were down 6-0. Down 6-0 to start off the game, and then you made a 13-0 run. So talk about what happened to get you guys sparked up, because it seemed like you kind of had a slow start.
Well, first I'm going to say thanks for letting me come on here. And I can't say another word without shouting out my squad, Reloaded. They my folks. Love them to death, and I'm glad they on here, and you know, congrats to us. Because sometimes we don't get the love we should get, but we're okay with that. Anyways, you know, we did, but you know what? We did come out a little slow, and you know, got to give credit to Knockout. You know, I think one of the great things about playing them is that they're a top 5 team, and you know, we have to play them. We had to play them 3 weeks in a row, and you know, I know some DC teams might have something to say about that, about playing high-level teams, but you know, there's nothing that we don't know about Knockout, and there's nothing they didn't know about Reloaded. So it's tough playing a really good team 3 times in a row. We came out a little slow. We came out in an offense that we usually weren't running, and we hadn't run up to that point, and we tried to do some different things, and didn't do that. But you know what? From my eyes, I think Reloaded has the best defense in the country, and we were able to do that. We were able to look at a few different things, and then kind of settle in a little bit, and we were able to make some plays. And Patrice had a great catch over top, and we were able to hold on.
Yeah, good deal. Patrice always has a great catch in every game, it seems like. She's always doing something outstanding. But you know what? Somebody's got to throw her the ball.
If I don't throw her the ball, trust me, she'll come back in the huddle and let me know.
True that. She's a baller. She is a baller. Chantel, tell us, how long have you been playing flag football?
I've only played quarterback. I think I was with Blackout for 3 years, and this is my second year with Reloaded. And so I played with Light and Tight for 2 years, so about 5-7 years.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Now, one of the things that's funny, and I got to bring this up because I enjoy it. Fortunately, I get to be on the field and live stream the game, so I get to see a lot. I get to kind of see the huddles and what's being said in the game. And one of the things that cracks me up, Chantel, and I'm not going to give away your age, but
I'm 48.
Option.
I'm 48.
Chantel is 48 years old, but you run the option like a youngin. I mean, you hit that option and you run it well. You run it almost as well as Georgia Tech runs their options, and you make great decisions with that option. But I say that because I'm going to back up to, your origin. Your origin is being a point guard in basketball, running the show, taking charge, and making sure everything happens, putting everything on your shoulders and running with it. So I'm not surprised that you run the option as well as you do, but I am surprised in which the speed of which you get out of that backfield when you run the option. So tell us a little bit about what made you say, you know what, I'm 48 years old, but I'm going to keep running the option. Because I'm 49 years old, and I wouldn't be running the option.
First of all, let's get that straight all around the country. I never said I wanted to run the option. That was Charmaine Chin. That was my coach. But you know what? I tell you this. Margot is one of, if not the best running back in the country. And for how fast she is, I'm not really as fast as you think I am. She makes me look faster than I am. But I think that it's a lot of trust. I trust her, and I think because our passing game is pretty good, our defenses have to respect that as well. So it's kind of the RPO kind of thing. I do a lot of film studying, and I love being able to read the defense, and I love, but we just played knockout and going up against Herm and guys like Brent Fisher, Junkyard Divas, and Coach Lane, and being able to kind of read those defenses and fortunately, Coach Maine and the offensive coordinator, Rich Harris, they give me kind of a little bit of leeway to read what's open. And it's not hard for any quarterback when you got low number 3, Margot Mincy, back there behind you.
Good deal, good deal. Now, like I said, I have the privilege of being in the backfield, streaming the games, and being a former coach, I have a pretty good understanding of the game. And I actually watch you when you go to the line and you've got your offense set up. And I watch you read the defense. And, as a coach, or I'll say former coach because I don't do it anymore, but I respect that because a lot of quarterbacks in the women's game, they're still learning. And reading the defense hasn't become an option for them. They call the play in the huddle, and they go with option 1 and option 2 after the ball is snapped. But I do notice that you not only read the defense, but you'll change up a route here and a route there after coming out on the huddle with an audible. So, those are some of the things that I appreciate when watching the women's game. I see that a lot on some of the top-tier teams in the nation, and I think that's one of the reasons why Reloaded remains one of the top-tier teams in the nations, and that's just because of that leadership in the backfield, being able to understand and read the defense. I wanted to give you a shout-out on that.
Appreciate it. I think let me say this. One, I appreciate our AWFFL commissioner, Michelle Noble, for shutting down the comments. I'm reading the comments. I'm listening to them. So TP, stop talking smack about Bama. We're not worried about Bama, either in flag football or at Auburn. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, envy of Black Mambas. Congratulations on all your wins, but Reloaded's coming for you. Right now when all the the points get up, and we're going to be number 2 in the nation, probably going into the championship. But we want number 1. And I know as a quarterback, the Mamas is the only team I haven't beaten. And we played them one time last year. We were a little bit light, so we coming after you. So I'm gonna talk smack to if you talk smack to me. But I just think that quarterbacks, I would love for, I think what they don't understand is when I watch a football game, if, for instance, we're talking about Mambas and Bama. If I'm watching Mambas and Reloaded is playing next, I'm not watching to see who wins. My teammates might, and they should. But being a coach, being a point guard, I'm watching the game as a quarterback, and I'm looking at their defense. I'm looking at the things they do right, and I'm looking at the things that maybe they don't do very well. And that's what I'm coming after. If I see a weak cornerback, I'm coming after you. I'm gonna come after all of them, but I'm gonna come after you. And I think that like I said, I think Reloaded has the best defense in the country, and I think that it's enabled me as a quarterback to be able to do some things maybe that other quarterbacks can't do, and take some chances. But it's been fun. It's been fun, Norm. It's been fun.
It's fun. I mean, and anybody who watches you guys play and appreciates the women's game enjoys watching you guys play. I like watching Chantel play because she's vocal. She's vocal, and when I played as well as when I coached, I was very vocal, so I relate to it. I actually, played better. The more my mouth was running, the better I played. But
the thing is, and I don't talk trash.
Yeah,
I don't. Well, first of all, I never talk junk. Let's get it honest. We're on Facebook Live, so I'm gonna tell her I talk shit. Yeah, I don't talk junk. I talk shit. However, I tend not to talk on the field. I think as a quarterback, number one, I got too many other things to worry about. We worry about crazy people like Anna Mae coming after me and trying to hit me, and which is her job, and I got to worry about not only where my receivers are, but where the cornerbacks are. I don't have time to, number one, be arguing and talking smack to somebody on defense who is probably young enough to be my daughter. I don't have all that time. However, I'll talk it on the sidelines. However, my advice to this going into nationals, because I was going to talk a little smack, is if you want to try to beat Reloaded, you should probably not talk smack to us at all. Because once you start talking smack to us, that's when we start playing. I mean, it's good for the games, and it's not about being disrespectful. It's it's not about that. And other teams should want Reloaded to be confident. It's not about being cocky. It's about being confident. And Maine puts us in her place when we need to, but she gives us a lot of freedom to do that. But you know what? Can I say something real quick?
Definitely. It's your
I just want to say, I know that it's a lot bigger than football. And we'll talk about some other stuff later, but I just want to say on behalf of Reloaded and myself in particular, we want to say to Coach Lane from Bama, who lost his son recently, that our prayers are out for you. I love you, big guy, and great organization, great classy young ladies on that team, and at the end of the day, you just understand that it's more than about football. So I wanted to give him a shout out and tell him he's in my prayers.
Exactly, and I appreciate you saying that. I really like Coach Lane. I liked him the day that I met him years and years and years ago at Nationals, as well as my trips back and forth to Alabama. And it's very sad. It's very sad that he lost his son. He does have the full support of the women's flag football community and everyone who knows him, because they know he's a good guy. One of the nicest guys that you'll meet in this game. And so definitely our hearts and prayers go out to Coach Lane and his family. Big time.
Yeah.
Man, threw me off.
My bad. I'll bring it back because now I'm going to say hi to the best line in the country. What's up, Nat? What's up, Coco, Shay? I got some dogs that protect me. And you go back to that whole quarterback thing. And I'm like a little kid that has a lot of brothers and sisters. And I can talk shit back there if I know my big brothers and sisters are going to have my back. And those, up front, and the other ones I have up front. I mean, I got some dogs. So appreciate y'all being on.
That's for sure. Let's switch gears for a second. Let's switch gears for real quick and just kind of slightly leave flag football, but then also we'll bring it back to flag football. because the Flag Football Network and the women that play, it's really like a community. We're a tight-knit community. We get to know each other. We compete each other. But at the end of the day, we'll meet up at a sports bar and have a couple of drinks or whatever. But a lot of the people don't know that you had a bout with cancer. A lot of people don't know the seriousness of the bout that you had with cancer. And so if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about that and tell us where you are today with your health and how everything is going with you.
Well, 2 years ago, it was actually in a Lynn Lewis tournament, and I had said to Maine that for some reason, I felt tired. I didn't know why. And, I had just come back to school to get my MBA at that time. And so one night, I have 14 brothers and sisters. So one night, my sister put on on our text message that the doctor thought that her thyroid cancer came back because she had thyroid cancer. And so that night I checked my neck and I felt a lump in my neck and I was like, what the shit? And, I tried to rub it out all night and right. Went and got it checked. I was coaching with the women's team then and got it checked by the team doctors. And make a long story short, 3 days later, I was in the hospital getting the first half of my thyroid taken out. Then I had to go back, get the rest of it taken out, go through chemo, go through radiation, not chemo, I'm sorry, go through radiation and radiation pills. And, it's taken them about a year and a half to kind of get my levels right because I don't have a thyroid anymore. But I'm telling you this, my reloaded family, that was the first time I came back, hard. I played in a tournament with Light and Tight to kind of see where I was. And I came back and my reloaded family was unbelievable. They cried with me when I needed to. My girl, my ace, Jelena Bolden, I was at her house every weekend. And, again, that's what makes it more about football. I knew that they were with me. They knew when I had to sit my ass down sometimes. They knew when I could go hard. And, now I have no cancer in me. Won't have a thyroid for the rest of my life, but I'm taking my meds and I got a clean bill of health. As a matter of fact, I got it this past week. So I'm good.
That's good.
Appreciate it.
You definitely look good out there. Any first-time watcher will never know that you had any health situations. For 48, you out there balling like you're 22.
Okay, now now check this out.
And that's impressive.
When I told you 48, that wasn't for you to keep reminding everybody, though.
Keep saying it.
You know what I'm saying? You telling everybody, Norm, what's going on? I got to back up. I'm out here roasting marshmallows and making s'mores. But, I'm blessed to be able to, like I said, I got a really good line that keeps me upright. I try to stay in shape. I got some really, really good wide receivers. I got a couple good running backs in the background and the best defensive group in the country. So we got one more tournament. I got one more tournament in nationals, and I hope we can go ahead and get that number one spot, and then Las Vegas will be my last tournament.
I was going to bring that up. Chantel did announce that she is retiring next year. And that's big. And not just big that she's retiring because she would have retired after nationals in January, but she's blessing me with her presence and coming to my one and only tournament that I have in Las Vegas in April. And I greatly appreciate that. I also want to send a shout out to Angela Deff-Rowe, who is also retiring. And me and Angela go way back 15 plus years. She's also retiring, and she's going to come and play in my tournament before she leaves the game as far as a player. So that means a hell of a lot to me. That hits me straight in the heart.
Norm, we love you now. Norm, we love you now. But know this, we not just coming to play for you. We coming because Reloaded coming.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, let's make that straight. And I'm gonna say this because I know some of my girls from my squad are on there, but I want to know, and I'm sure some from Knockout would want to know too. Why is it? And I'm gonna call you out a little bit, but why is it on your homepage that we got a few All-Americans on our team? We're about to be going in as the number 2 team in the country, And on your banner up top, there's nobody wearing a knockout or a reloaded uniform.
Now, which home page you talking about, on the Women's Flag Football Network?
Yes.
Okay, I have an answer for you. Because when those pictures was taken, you guys were blackout and you wasn't there. So I actually I do have Brittany, and I have one more I think one of the twins of a blackout. But they asked me not to use them because they had their blackout uniforms on. And in last year's Nationals, Reloaded did not send a model over to shoot for me. So I didn't have anybody.
Norm.
Yes.
You know I'm a graphic designer. Aren't you? Don't you live in Atlanta? We're Reloaded.
In this, you're about to call everybody out in Atlanta. Go ahead. I want you to keep talking so I can call everybody in Atlanta out.
Oh, I'm going to.
I'll continuously try to get to be a part of what I'm doing. So go ahead.
No, I'm just, go ahead.
Can I get a picture or poster? But I want y'all to take it back to y'all coach and say, why we not in this? And your coach will tell you, yes, Norman has sent me this, and Norman has sent me that. But when it comes to game day, before a game or after a game, you guys are not the best.
Look, you know what?
Pictures. We'll just put it like that.
Well, you know what? Considering this past year knockout with our two tournaments and our two leagues, we've only lost 6 times all year. I think we're in a pretty good mood. But I think that I mean, I'm just giving you a hard time. You know, we're not worried.
You can.
They don't love us. Look, let's be honest. They don't love us in Atlanta. The other day when we played knockout scored and the whole stands went crazy. We came back and scored, and only people that were cheering is on the sideline. But that's all right, because that's what we rocking with. We rocking with that orange with that. I'm orange and blue because I'm thinking about that Auburn game. That black and vote, and so we gonna come down and we coming hard. We're not coming down to Nationals to lose.
Well, you know, everybody else is the underdog here in Atlanta, and you guys are the top dogs right now. So that's going to happen. You know, you guys are the top dogs, so everybody is going to cheer against the top dogs and cheer for the underdogs, and that's what happens. But there's nothing wrong with being great. If everybody likes you, you ain't great.
We're not great yet. We're getting there. You know, we're right now. You know, you got to give props. Elite's #1 team in the country, and you know, everything else aside, Moms have won it a long time. They won it a long time. So in order to be great, you got to beat the defending champions.
Exactly.
And
you got to beat the best to be the best.
we're going to take it one day at a time, and I'm not going to say what's going to happen or what I think is going to happen, but I know we're going to take it one game at a time. And I know Reloaded is we coming to play.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I got to send a shout out to Lauren, who said I'm stuttering. Lauren has been one of my main supporters, who I go out and find to get to take a picture or to get to do a video. So Lauren, if anyway, you should know, you and Ariel, that I go find you guys from Reloaded the best as I can to get you guys in my stuff. But you know, we'll be taking pictures again in Nationals, and I plan on doing a little something for a couple of players on Reloaded, just because they're close to my heart and they are retiring. So when we get to Nationals, look for me to do some extra things and being able to put you guys in some of my things that I do in women's flag football.
Cool. Hey, Norm, you want some s'mores?
Go ahead.
Anybody want some s'mores?
if
y'all
you
good?
went all the way in Alabama, I come get some because they definitely look good.
Well, make a call to Jody Nettles, one of my wide receivers, and tell her little skinny ass come down here and get her a couple of them. Oh, go ahead. I'm just playing with you.
All right, so look, we already went longer on the show than I usually do, but I'm glad we did. I think having you on and having you talk about a lot of things you have is real important to the women's flag football community, and also continue to promote the sport, because I like to bring individuals on that others may not know, teams as well. So you got any parting words, anything you want to put out there before we end the broadcast?
You know, I want to congratulate Primetime. I want to congratulate the Lady Tigers. You know, I love what they're doing in Atlanta. Like I said, Michelle Nobles is doing a great job. You know, props to her. You know what? Because on Sunday, she had to give out 6 awards to the team that her team just lost to, and she did it with so much class, and you know, it's little things like that you got to appreciate. You know, I appreciate what you're doing, Norm. Our team appreciates it. We're appreciating the opportunity to go down to Nationals and kind of show what we have. We'll worry about Vegas after Nationals, but you know, Code Red did a great job in Atlanta. but we're looking to get out of Atlanta and look at some Bamas and some Junkyard Divas and some DC teams. But I tell you this, you know, I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and you know, eat enough turkey, but not too much reloaded. We got practice next week. But the only parting word I got to say is War Damn Eagle, baby. War Eagle, we're going to go win the Iron Bowl on Saturday. Let's go. Reloaded all day. Reloaded all day.
I can't even say nothing about Auburn. The way they beat down on my Bulldogs, I can't say nothing because they beat the heck out of the Bulldogs.
It'll be a good game on Saturday. It'll be a good game on Saturday. I'm gonna have a good seat in the stands.
Good deal, good deal. Definitely should be a good game on Saturday. You see Tigaloa there talking about Roll Tide, and I ain't no Bama fan either.
I'm not even worried about the Roll Tide. And you know, one more thing, Norm, I know that because it came out a little bit, and I know Michelle just posted something about keeping not only the AWL a sisterhood, but this whole football thing. I think some things that speaking from an old head, and as a quarterback, you know, the young people need to understand, especially if you haven't played a sport before, if you haven't played football. One of the things you got to understand is there's a difference between talking trash to somebody and being disrespectful.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you can't handle somebody talking trash to you and you want to fight because they're talking trash to you, then you know what? Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. You know, there's plenty of battles out there physically and verbally, but I think that sometimes we have young players who take things personally, and you know, I love you too, Brent Fisher. You already know it. But I think they take things too personally, and at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's from me being able to play, you know, in the WNBA and play in front of a lot of people on TV, but at the end of the day, it's a Sunday afternoon football game with maybe 50 people in the stands. Nobody has anything to prove. It's not about trying to fight. And the last time I looked, there's not a single person who's getting paid to play this game. Exactly. So at the end of the day, if you talk trash, that's fine. Be respectful about it, but don't get mad when it's coming back to you. And if you get mad, then shut up, because I'm going to tell you to shut up. And at the end of the day, make sure if your trash talking volume is on 10, make sure that your game isn't on mute.
Play.
Make sure it's not on mute. Either turn up your game or turn down the volume of your mouth. That's it.
Exactly.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Good point. Good point. Hey, I appreciate you being on the show. Big time. Thanks for being here, and thanks for talking and sharing all this stuff with us. Hey, I look forward to seeing you in Nationals. I'll be right there, supporting you as well as I support all the teams. I love. There's nothing better than watching so many teams competing in the women's flag football community. So I just get a personal enjoyment out of that. So
no problem.
Even though I'm working, I get to enjoy while I'm working. So it's not like work when you're having fun. So I look forward to seeing you guys.
We will be the team in black and vote.
Yes, you will. And you know what? After this video, you're gonna have a lot more people on the sidelines looking for your weak spots before they play you.
They can look for them. Good luck. Good luck.
We're gonna put all that pressure on your coaches, TJ and Rich and Charmaine. Look, y'all gotta come out with a plan now.
They don't. You know, the thing is, they don't feel pressure. They know teams are watching us. You just said it. We're the big dogs in Atlanta. That we know they're watching for what you can do. And the thing is, all the teams, everyone in the country, they know what we do, but you got to stop it.
Right.
And Reloaded has reloaded, and we got some good young players that are playing well. And you know, I'm gonna talk shit because I know that offense can back it up, and I dang sure know our defense can. So you know, you can find our weakness if you want, but you should probably be more worried about protecting your own weakness, because we're gonna come after yours.
True that. You guys heard it. Straight from Chantel. All right, Chantel, you have a good night. Enjoy those s'mores and marshmallows. And thanks for being on the show.
War Eagle, baby!
Do you want to continue to see what's going on with the Women's Flag Football Network and keep up with women's flag football all around the world? Hit the subscribe button right here, somewhere. Hit the subscribe button and like our videos.